What's up, yogi friends? Thanks so much for tuning in to Tina Diana Yoga and showing up for your yoga practice today. So to get started, we're going to sit in a nice comfortable seat, so whatever that means to you. Could be cross-ankled Sukhasana pose. Wherever you're at, sit up nice and tall, and then begin to softly rub your hands together. It's just beginning to generate a little bit of heat, a little bit of warmth through the hands. And then we'll start today with a mudra, Lotus Mudra. So you can go ahead and slow down the motion of the hands. And then keeping your thumbs and your pinky fingers to touch, let your other fingers open up wide. So you're creating this flower, right? This great lotus with your hands. And then drop your thumbs right to your sternum. Lift your sternum into your lotus flower. And then you can let your eyes get heavy. Come into your breath. In fact, let's all take a deep breath in through the nose. And open your mouth, let it softly pour out. And just breathing in and out through the nose. Evening the seat into the earth, and then sitting up nice and tall. So finding this growth from your foundation in the ground, and beginning to meditate on the mantra, no mud, no lotus. No mud, no lotus. Right, the beautiful lotus flower, it has its roots deep in the mud and the murk. And even though it's rooted in the mud and the murk, it can still rise above all of that, reaching for the light, blossoming open. So just take a moment here to honor your own roots and honoring the ways in which where you've come from, where you've been, very well was a little muddy, right? A little murky sometimes. Just a moment of respect and honor of where you've come, right? How far you've come in your life, how much you've grown. Let's take one deep, rich Om together before we begin moving together. Deep breath in. Bow your head in towards your lotus flowers. If you could smell that rich, sweet fragrance right from your flower there. And then gently flutter your eyes open. Come to all fours, top of your mat to start. So just begin by organizing your joints, right? So wrists right underneath your shoulders, knees right under your hips. And go ahead and lean back even for a moment onto the heels of your palms. Let your fingers lift. Spread your palms wide. And then plant each of your fingertips back down into that mud. Point your toes, and then even find a little pitter-patter here. So just waking up the tops of the feet, the tops of the toes, which is the dorsal side of your foot. And then let that dorsal side of the foot root deep into the ground. Use it as traction here as you breathe in, drop your belly. Look up, peel your shoulders back, nice arch to the spine. As you breathe out, drag the belly up and in towards the spine, chin in, doming, pressing the palms into the mud. Let's do that a few more times. Breathe in, arch the spine, look up. Breathe out, gently dome the spine, curl in. And you can just keep this going a few more times with your rhythm of breath. You can close your eyes here. Really just letting this moment be all about returning to you, syncing up with your unique rhythm. Really just honoring your right to be here as you are. Feeling into your strength, your resilience, and how you are a beautiful creature of the earth. That can even be your mantra today. I'm strong, I am resilient. I am a beautiful creature of the earth. Right? Honoring your way, honoring your history, your path. Take one more. And then gently come back. Neutral spine here. Tuck your toes. And then sit back onto your heels. Bring your palms to your thighs. So you're letting the soles of your feet here now begin to open up and breathe. See if you can find a little slight pelvic floor lift here. So we're not just dumping the weight onto our heels. There is this lift and subtle rise that's happening. Bring that lotus flower right to your heart. Close your eyes. From here, we're going to go for a short round of Kapalabhati pranayama, which is a long and exaggerated exhale from the belly. The inhale happens naturally. So taking a breath in halfway and then beginning keep this going on your own, right? Kapalabhati, skull shining breath, helps us to draw the energy from the crown of the head down to the feet, to the earth. Exhale, 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 get empty. Hold the breath out, draw the chin in towards your lotus flower. Breathing in, let your lotus rise. Look up. As you breathe out, flex the palms, circle them out to the side as you stick your tongue out, lion's breath. And then gently bring your palms to the ground. From here, lift your knees, extend your legs, plant your feet. So you're in an Uttanasana, forward fold, somewhere towards the back of your mat. Grab opposite elbows right here. You can let yourself sway a bit side to side. Feet firmly planted, head hangs heavy. You can even flutter your lips, a little horse breath. Right, connecting with your own breath to further root you into the earth, remembering that connection. Right here, extend your arms out long in front of you, as long as you can. You might even come up on your fingertips. I would advise it. So you breathe in, lift your heels, come up onto the balls of the feet, maybe towards the tippy toes. As you breathe out, drop the feet. Shift the weight back into the heels as you lift the balls of the feet and the toes. Breathe in, come forward. Breathe out, roll back. One more, breathe in, come forward. Breathe out, roll back. See if you can pause it here, stay. So just getting a nice stretch here through the calves, back of the legs. Breathe. And then gently drop the feet, palms under shoulders. Feet hips width, pivot the toes out, drop your seat low. So you're in a squat. And then before you find sort of the stillness in it, see if you can find a little dynamic movement, right? So it's early also in our practice. So a little sway through the hips side to side. A little lift of the heels, flaring up of the toes. And getting super intimate with our feet today, right? That support us all day, every day, and are our connection to the ground, right? To the earth from which we've come. Finding a little bit of stillness here. See if you can find your Lotus Mudra, and instead of bringing the elbows into the inner thighs today, see if you can just let the elbows hang heavy, shoulders roll down the back, and then engage your outer thighs and that pelvic floor lift here, Mula Bandha, to find some strength and some sturdiness and stability right here. See if you can get a little bit longer through the spine. Breathe. Keep the feet turned out like they are. As you breathe in, rise all the way up. So nice and slowly. See if you can keep your Lotus Mudra. Look up with your eyes. And then breathe out slow and steady. Bend the knees once again, dropping down, Malasana squat. Let's do this a few more times. Breathe in, slow and steady, pressing down through the feet to rise up. And then breathe out, lower it back down. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. This time breathing in, rise up. And then turn your toes forward, feet parallel. Breathe out, drop your lotus to your heart. Arms by your sides, Tadasana. Breathe in, circle the arms. See if you can catch that lotus up above your head. It might be a little arch to the spine, hips forward, heart lifts up and back. Breathe out, circle the arms, flex the palms, interlace the hands behind you as you hinge at the hips, drop your head and fold back into yourself. Back into your legs, right? Trying to get the chest to meet the thighs, the 2 halves of ourselves to merge. Let your knuckles get heavy, arms heavy. And then gently release the palms back to the ground. Walk forward here into plank pose as you breathe in. And then see if you can just for a moment shift forward and back, forward and back. So our palms are wide. So again, just drawing all of your awareness here, at least most of your awareness to your feet. Seeing if you can play with lifting the toes at certain points, right, as your heels drop. And then come back to center here, plank pose. See if you can draw the belly in towards the spine. Hips aligned with the shoulders, and then see about getting longer here from the heels all the way through the crown. Keep your eyes on one point down towards the earth. Feel into your strength. I am strong. I am resilient. Allow the breath to keep you in this pose. 2 more cycles. Next breath out, drop your knees, point your toes, seat back towards the heels, forehead towards the ground, child's pose. You can wiggle the hips a little side to side. And on your next breath in, it's like you're peeling yourself up off the ground as you roll up, seat to the heels, head over your hips. Draw your knees in a little bit closer towards one another. Bring your fingertips behind you, thumbs in, other fingers out. Roll your shoulders back, lift your sternum, so find a little arch to the spine. And then see if you can begin to lift the knees. This is an extra special moment. Extra special stretch for the dorsal side of the foot. Keep lifting the knees. Keep looking up, keep lifting the sternum up towards the ceiling, the sky. Whatever the top of your space is that you're working in. See if you can get onto the tops of the toes. And then gently drop the knees back down. From here, stay low to the earth as you drop your belly and your heart. Point your toes, lift your thighs. Palms under your shoulders. Breathe in to lift your head and your heart. Baby cobra. See if you can drag your shoulders back. So think shoulder blades kiss, elbows in towards the side ribs as you keep the tops of the toes rooted, belly rooted. One more moment here. Downward facing dog. Tucking the toes, hips up and back. From here, you can pedal it out a little bit. Make sure the palms are spread wide. Each of your finger pads really rooting there into the mud. Gather your belly and your low ribs in towards the spine. Let your head fall between your arms. And see if you can play with dropping your heels and lifting your toes up off the ground. Breathe in to come forward plank. Exhale, drop your knees, point your toes. We're going to go for a supported side plank right here, starting on the left side. So turn your left shin out to the left about 45 degrees. Extend your right leg long behind you, right heel in line with your left knee. And then swing your right fingertips up towards the sky. See if you can peel your left shoulder back. Find a little drawing of your hips forward here so that your left hip is right over your left knee. Gather the belly and the low ribs. And as you plant down through the outer edge of that right foot, getting nice and strong through that back leg, see if you can reach your right arm long over your right ear. Keep the connection with everything here as you begin to wrap your left ribs forward and your right ribs back. Look up. Gently come back to center right here. Turn your left shin back where it was. Keep the ball of the right foot on the ground. And then lift your hips up and back right here. So you're keeping that stretch here through the dorsal side of your left foot, and then play with letting your right heel drop. So it's like a funky, I'm going to call this a funky downward facing dog. It's a little weird, right? And then come back into traditional downward facing dog. Breathe in to lift your right leg high, three-legged dog. Breathe out, point your right toes, drag your right knee in towards your nose, dome the spine like cat. Breathe in, right leg up and back, flex the right foot. Breathe out, point the right toes, knee in towards the nose. One more, breathe in, flex the foot, reach back. Breathe out, point the toes, knee in towards the nose. Pause, draw the heel in towards the seat. And then step the right foot between your palms. Drop your back knee, keep your back toes tucked for today. And then circle your arms open wide into Anjaneyasana. See if you can catch that Lotus Mudra above your head. That might mean a bend of the elbows out to the side. Totally cool. See if you can sink a little bit deeper into your front lunge. And then begin to lift the ribs up off the waist as you keep the belly drawing in towards the spine. You might play with lifting your right heel for a moment. So getting a nice stretch through the sole of the left foot, front of the left thigh, and then playing with just a ball of the right foot connection. Take one more breath here. As you breathe out, drop the right heel, palms to the earth. Begin to lengthen your right leg. Look towards your right toes, so you're flexing your right foot here, and then really curl those right toes towards the crown of the head, so you're spreading all of your right toes wide. Keep your drishti, your gaze on your right foot, long through the spine. On your next breath in, come forward, plant the right foot, lift your back knee, look forward, you're in low lunge. Breathe out, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to come forward, plank pose, get long, belly in towards the spine. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, slowly rise up to seated. Knees towards one another, fingertips behind. Begin to slowly lift the sternum, lift the gaze. Be a little bend in the elbows here, right, as you lift your knees. Oh my goodness. Right? You might not get the knees so high up. Just be with wherever you're at, right? The right to be here as you are, where you are today, in this moment. Drop your knees back down. Slither yourself forward here. Point the toes, lift the thighs. Baby cobra, draw the elbows in by the sides. Lift the eyes without lifting the chin so much. Stay with the breath. One more deep breath in. See if you can find a little bit more lift. Shoulder blades kiss. Empty out, downward facing dog. Again, breathe in, plank pose. Breathe out, drop the knees, point the toes. This time we're going to shift to the right side. Pivot your right shin a little bit out to the right. Left leg long, left heel in line with right knee as you reach your left fingertips up towards the sky. Peel your right shoulder back. Stay super connected through the top of those right toes, the dorsal side of that right foot. It's a little drawing of your hips forward here, the belly in. And you might play with your left arm long. See if you can still soften the shoulders a little bit as you wrap your right ribs forward, left ribs back. Gently draw the left palm back down to the ground. Everything back to center. Left toes tucked, right toes pointed. And then lift your hips up and back by pressing the palms deep into the earth. So it's that funky downward facing dog. See if you can stay on the top of your right toes as you drop the left heel towards the ground, lifting your left toes. Traditional down dog here. Left leg lifts as you breathe in, flex the foot. Breathe out, point the toes, draw the knee in towards the nose. Breathe in, three-legged, flex the foot. Breathe out, point the toes, dome the spine. One more, breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, knee in towards the nose, point the toes, draw the heel towards the seat. And then step the left foot between the palms. Back knee drops, back toes stay tucked. Arms by the ears, Anjaneyasana. See if you can check out Lotus Mudra. See if you can draw the weight a little bit more forward into your front foot as you lift the ribs up off the waist. You might lift your left heel. Keep your gaze slightly up towards the sky. Take one last moment here. See if you can tip it back a little bit more. And then as you drop the left heel, breathing out, palms to the ground, lengthen the left leg, lift your left toes, and then it's a nice long bow here over your left leg. So keeping that spine long from the tail through the crown. Look towards your left toes and then think about spreading the left toes wide and then flexing them back towards your face. You'll feel it even deeper in the back of your left leg there, left hamstrings. Breathe in to come forward, low lunge, plant the left foot, lift the back knee, look forward. Empty out, downward facing dog. Breathe in to come forward, plank pose. Exhale right here, slowly, elbows in. You can drop the knees if you need. So super slow descent all the way down to the ground. Point the toes, lift the thighs. Breathe in, lift yourself up, baby cobra. Breathe out, downward facing dog. All right, my friends, take a deep breath in here. And then stick your tongue out, little lion's breath. Breathe in, come forward plank. Exhale, drop your knees, point your toes. Modified side plank. Left shin out to the left, right leg long, right fingertips to the sky. Hips draw forward. Strong back right leg as your right arm reaches long over your right ear. This time, see if you can lift your right leg up. Balance might get a little shaky. Keep that left shoulder peeling back. And then from here, you can play with pointing your right toes, bending your right knee. Maybe you reach for the foot with the hand. Keep your connection here, right? With the ground, peeling the left shoulder back as you open up, right? I am a beautiful creature of the earth. Look up. And then gently lengthen yourself back out long. Drop your right palm. Come to center here, drop the ball of your right foot. Funky downward facing dog. Let your head fall between your arms. Traditional down dog. Right leg lifts up and high as you breathe in. Breathe out, knee in towards the nose. Step the right foot between your palms. Spin your back heel down. Left arm opens you up. Warrior two. Get strong through that back leg, just like we've been doing in that modified side plank. Little lift through the inner arch of that back foot, and then see if you can sink your right knee deeper forward and out towards your right pinky toe. Reach back slightly through your left fingertips, aligning shoulders over hips. See if you can check out lifting your right heel. Flip both of your palms up to the light. Breathe in, peaceful warrior. Left palm reaches down, right palm reaches up. See if you can stay strong through the legs. This time as you breathe out, drop your right heel. Turn your left toes out a bit as you lengthen your right leg, lift your right toes, and then swing your arms back behind you. So this one is Rainbow Warrior. Stretch through the back of that right leg, getting close to the earth here. And then come to face the side, heels in, toes out. So you're in a goddess pose. Pardon me for having my back to you this first round. See if you can cactus your arms right here. Little side to side motion. And then find stillness, drop your seat, widen your knees, drag your elbows back, shoulder blades kiss. Right here, turning both of your toes to face the front, right toes all the way. Right forearm, right thigh, left arm stretches long over left ear. Extended side angle. Power up through the feet. Strong back leg. Lift those bottom ribs up away from the thigh. And begin to wrap your right ribs forward, left ribs back. See if you can hang out with it one last moment. Deep breathing, excuse me. And then gently drop yourself down here. Low lunge. Walk your right foot back a little bit. Left palm plants on the ground. So your left palm is in front of your right toes. Right fingertips to the sky. Breathe in, so it's a low lunge twist. And then slowly begin to pivot onto the outer edge of your left foot as you turn the right toes towards the side of the space. So both of your toes are facing the side of the space. See if you can press into the earth to lift. Oh my goodness. See if you can even lift the ball of that right foot so you're just on the right heel. Expand wide through the collarbones. Breathe one last moment. And then gently come back to center. Step it back, downward facing dog. Breathe in to come forward, plank pose. You might be feeling a chaturanga, knees up or knees down, lowering halfway, elbows by the ribs. Inhale, point the toes, lift the thighs, peel the shoulders back as you lift the sternum. Upward facing dog. Exhale from the belly, roll back over the toes to downward facing dog. Breathe in, plank pose. Exhale, drop the knees, point the toes. Take it on over to the right, left leg long. Left fingertips to the sky. Left leg might lift, left arm by left ear. Belly in, ribs in. You might point the left toes, bend the left knee. Reach back for the dorsal side of that left foot with your left hand. Shoulder blades kissing. You are beautiful. Stay with it one last moment. Open the heart. Get long right here. Breathing in. As you breathe out, come to center. Woo, sorry, Nugs. Funky downward facing dog. Down dog, left leg lifts, breathing in. Left knee to the nose, breathing out. Step the left foot between the palms. Drop your back heel down. Right arm leads you open, warrior two. Get strong through the back leg here. Sink a little bit deeper into it if you can, shoulders over hips. See if you can play with lifting your left heel. Palms up to the sky. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Right fingertips reach down towards the earth. Left fingertips reach up towards the sky. Breathing out, drop the left heel. Turn your right toes out a little bit as you lengthen your left leg. Wing the arms back. And then you can dance with it for a moment. Breathe with it. Gently coming to center, heels in, toes out. Cactus your arms. Get really wide through the heart. Feel your feet in the ground. Sit low, widen the knees. Find stillness. And then gently, both of your toes to face the front. Left forearm, left thigh. Right arm long over right ear. Or right fingertips to the sky, okay? Whatever is more workable with where you're at today. Right? Always letting these poses meet us where we are. Power up through the feet and the legs. And then get lighter through that bottom forearm as you spin the left shoulder back. Think about wrapping left ribs forward, right ribs back, heart towards the sky. One last moment. And then gently come down, lifting the back heel, low lunge. Left foot steps back a bit. Right palm plants, so your right palm is in front of your left foot. Left fingertips to the sky. Shoulder blades kiss. And then gently, you can even right here, lift the left toes as you pivot onto the outer edge of your right foot. So both of your toes are facing the other side of the space. Press into the earth to lift your hips. Look up. Maybe left arm over left ear as you come back to center. Whew. Step it back, down dog. You can hang right here or flow through a vinyasa. I'm talking while I'm doing all these things, so I'm going to hang here in downward facing dog. Once in down dog, take a deep breath in and let it pour out your mouth. From here, lift your heels as you breathe in. Look forward, bend the knees, get really low. You might step, hop, float your feet to the top. Feet hips width distance. Breathe in, come up on your fingertips, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hinge at the hips, melt into your legs, Uttanasana. From here, as you breathe in, Utkatasana. So sit low. Drop the seat down towards the heels, but then find that lift of the ribs up off the waist. You might even catch Lotus Mudra right here. And take one last cycle of breath. See if you can sit a little bit deeper. And then breathe in, lengthen the legs. Reach the lotus up towards the sky. And then lotus to the heart, arms by the sides, Tadasana. Okay, I'm going to come to face you for this last portion of sort of the more active part of the class. So you can keep facing the front of your mat. I'll mirror you. So feel both of your feet in the ground from Tadasana. And then begin to shift your weight into your left foot. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. You might roll out that right ankle for a moment. Say hi. And then see if you can press your left thigh back, root down through your left foot, and then lift your sternum, lift your gaze. From here, it's tree pose, so it could be regular tree. foot anywhere along that leg, just not on the knee. Or I invite you today, if you'd like to check out a lotus tree, pointing that right foot. So reach through the ball of the foot, flare the toes wide, and then begin to draw that right foot towards your left hip crease. And then let your right knee drop down, lotus to your heart. Lift your eyes. You might let your lotus rise. Keep bringing your attention, your awareness to your connection into the ground. Imagining roots even growing down from that left foot. Stay with it. One more cycle of breath. And then gently draw the lotus back down to the heart. If you're in that half lotus, really kindly help yourself out of it. Foot to the ground, shake it off, shake it off. Just like you're like getting the mud up off of you here. Dust yourself off. Tadasana. From here, shift the weight into your right foot, left knee in towards your chest. You might roll that left ankle out a little bit. Peel your shoulders back. Reach your right thigh back as you root down. Coming into tree or half lotus tree, floining that left foot. Taking your time, right? So you want to draw the outer edge of that foot as close as you can towards your hip crease. And then let your left knee drop down towards the ground. Lotus to your heart. You might hang here. Ooh. Play with the balance. Or let your lotus rise. See if you can find some ease and softness through the face. One last breath. And gently lotus back to your heart. So you're just softly reversing your way out. Help yourself out of half lotus. Shake it off, shake it off. From here, feet hips width, toes out. Breathe and circle the arms. Catch a lotus up above you as you breathe out. Bend the knees, gently lowering yourself back into malasana. A little thrust of your hips forward, length through the spine. Close your eyes. See if you can flare the toes up off the ground here for one last moment. One last deep breath in. Let it pour out your mouth. As you drop your palms to the ground, turn your toes forward, lengthen the legs. From here, draw your big toes to touch, little space between the heels. Utkatasana, so a little bit more of a narrow Utkatasana this time. Still dropping the weight back. Sit low, 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 low. And then widen the knees, lift the heels. Reach forward. And then drop the heels, drop your seat. You're sitting down. From here, come to lie down on your back. You might need to negotiate. I know I do all the time with my furry friend. And then let your arms cactus here, everybody. Let your knees sway a little bit side to side. Just letting the entire backside of your body begin to commune with the earth. You can keep your left foot on the ground, hug your right knee in towards your chest, peel your shoulders back. You might lengthen your left leg. And then come into a supine twist, wiggle the hips a little bit to the right as you drop your knee over to the left. You can expand that right arm long. And see if you can drop your right hip a little bit down towards the front of the space. Heavy your right shoulder and breathe. And gently come back to center on your next breath in. Right foot kisses the earth. Level out the sacrum on the ground as you hug the left knee in towards your chest. Think about drawing the shoulders back towards the ground. You might lengthen your right leg. And then supine twist, hips to the left, knee to the right. Create some more length through the left side ribs, left side waist by dropping that left hip down a little bit. Heavier left shoulder. Soften where you can. And gently bring it back to center as you breathe in. And both feet, to the ground. Knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug here. You can rock side to side. Grabbing your big toes here with your peace fingers. Happy baby. So you want to think about keeping your tail heavy on the ground. Chin draws in towards the chest. So it's one long spine, super rooted in the earth. And then from this place, you can play with lengthening one leg and then the other. Definitely all the sounds, all the breathings that you need, right? Knowing that you're in a safe, supported space within yourself, whatever room you might be in, to just release here, right? Just winding things down. And then gently dropping soles of feet to the earth. Let your feet be mats with, let your knees come into kiss. Let your arms cactus. I invite you to take just a few moments here. Just resting. Allowing every part and piece of you to melt down towards the earth. I invite you to stay in resting pose as long as you're able to. If you do have somewhere to be, something to do, gently draw your awareness back to your breath. Gently elongating it, smoothing it out. Maybe a sigh out the mouth. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. And gently draw your knees back up towards the sky. And then if you are closing things down for the night, you can roll over to the left side, our moon side. Or if you have the rest of your day to go, roll over to the right, sun side. Fetal position on the earth. And then allow your next breath in to lift you up, head heavy as if you're healing yourself up off of the ground. Coming back to seated just like we began. If half lotus, full lotus, meditated seat is in your practice, go for it. And otherwise, Sukhasana. One last time, lotus at your heart, honoring, acknowledging how far you've come, how much you've grown. And deep gratitude to yourself for showing up as you are today, where you are in your life, in your practice. Let's close it out with one Om. Deep breath in. Namaste, yogis. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Feel free to like this class if you enjoyed it and subscribe to this channel. Have a great day.